What's up? It's your girl Porscha A.K.A. Posh, and today I am on Queen Talk TV with Miss Yolanda and Queen Lo. I got a couple questions for these ladies so that we all can get to know what's good with Queen Talk TV. So how y'all doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yes, thank you. All right, Miss Yolanda. So let's just get straight into it, okay? What is Queen Talk TV?
So Queen Talk TV is an international online TV network that I created for content creators in the film industry that would like to have their content put on the network.
Okay, that's dope.
Thank
you. That's dope. People need that. I need that. What's your part, Queen Lo?
Well, Shannon brought me on as producer for Queen's Talk TV, and we also got a number of different things going on. So we work together as one in the team.
Okay, so what is your target audience? Like, who are you looking for as far as the network, like being a part of Queen Talk TV?
So I have a couple audiences that I'm trying to target. Okay. First audience is women. The second audience is what I like to call the underdogs. Mm-hmm. People who have talent but are overlooked because of the numbers games, things of that nature.
Yeah, sounds like social media. If you don't got like 1 million followers, people not paying attention to you. You want to. I can mess with that. I like that. And so with that, is there a fee to join the network?
So right now, what we're more focused on is I like to, and I got this from my consultant, which is also the GM of the network, Christian. Mm-hmm. We are focused on these three things: content, contacts, contracts. So right now, if anybody is interested in joining the network, this is a pretty good time because there is no fee.
Okay.
So if you put your content on the network, I'll say out-of-pocket fees is what I'll say.
Yeah.
There is like a 60-40 split, which means that if your content is doing numbers, I'll take 40% off of every 1,000 views, and then the content creator keeps 60%.
Okay, so you said content,
contacts, contracts. Yes.
3 C's, baby.
Okay. Yes. 3 C's. That's what we're gonna call it.
3 C's, baby. Okay, so what type of content do you allow? Like, what are you looking for? Specific content? Do you think people should just like have niches? Is that what they call it? Like niche?
Yeah, they call them niches, but right now I'm really more focused on TV shows, short films, movies, things of that nature. If you want to do like a fitness channel, if you want to do cooking, things of that nature.
Okay. Yeah. I like that idea. So, what are you thinking, Lo?
I'm thinking more so back to the target audience. My view would be women who have been through mental health, who's went through loss, grief, more so like relationship things. Okay. Because I can relate to them. And I feel like no one really wants someone to talk at them.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's where I come in and be able to talk with them because I've experienced a lot of the things that these women have experienced, and it makes it difficult for them to be the businesswoman that they want to be.
Right. Because I get that too. Because it is hard to like listen to people that have never been in a certain situation. So like if I'm going through something, it's hard for me to listen to somebody or be around somebody who doesn't know and they try to give me advice. Because now I'm looking at them like, you don't even understand, right? That's important. So I want to ask, what type of exposure can you expect by joining the network?
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to help them with their social media. We're going to market them, shop them around. We're going to make sure they get their, I think I always mess up them if their IMDb credit.
IBBM.
Yeah. Just make sure they get that. Yeah. So we're going to be paying for promotion. We even do old school. We going to get out and pass out flyers and,
I think people forget how important it is to be face to face with people. We so stuck on social media, and social media is the bomb. Don't get me wrong, but
social media makes people lazy.
It's far more fun to like just walk up to somebody and be like, yo, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Here's my number if you interested in this. Like, it's scary, but especially now, 2003, but it's still needed, and I think people need to get out there and learn how to represent their brands.
Yes.
Advertise themselves and believe in themselves enough to think that they can walk up to somebody and sell what they got.
I was even last night. I was Googling because you know how you get them things in the mail that says, "Is this address resident?" I was Googling to try to see how to do that because I was going to start sending flyers to people's address.
You know what I got a bad habit of? It's not a bad habit. It's a good habit, but it's a bad habit. I just be leaving business cards everywhere. Like I just walk into a store and leave like 10 business cards in the clothes, by the shoes, over here, everywhere. People be looking like, these are, go ahead. You left you. I didn't leave nothing. That's for you. Right. Have a good day. Yep. So you already really answered that question because I was gonna say, what's your main focus is like for the network? You basically said like TV, short stories, and stuff like that. But do you have like news programs, like, or you just welcome any idea?
I'm glad that you brought that up because I have been looking for somebody that would want to have a news channel for the community because I don't think, there's a lot of podcasts out here, but nobody really directs towards what's going on in the community. Those stories get overlooked. So,
Okay.
And that's the thing, too. What we do here at Queens Talk TV is about helping each other, build not just brands, but build spiritually. We go through that journey together and just know, like, you're not by yourself. Somebody's been in your shoes, somebody's been through this or been through that. And no, it's time for us to gain our power back and keep it moving, grow. The only way we can grow is to help one another. Nobody just did it. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody just did it by themselves.
And everybody started with no numbers. That's what be confusing me. Like, you started with no numbers. You had to. So why are you overlooking somebody who doesn't have the numbers yet? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, it's the people that, like, I've noticed. I started from not having any followers or nothing, right? And then all of a sudden, my numbers started going up. And I guess it's because of the content that I was putting out. But then I realized that people are paying for followers now. I didn't know that you could pay for followers.
It's a waste of money.
And it's like you really just paying for your stuff to be put in different places instead of making those connections the natural way. And I'm a big natural person. Not I'm a big natural person. But you know what I mean? Like, I like to do things and gain natural followers. People that's like, you know what? I really like her. I really mess with what she's doing. Instead of
interact with people.
Yeah.
And that's what we're basically here to do. Really interact with the people.
I think that's dope. I'm excited.
Build those relationships. Like, relationships are so important.
Right.
And again, this is like us reteaching our own. Because they tend to forget that, like, hey, Big Mom and them had the neighbors down here and the neighbors down there. Well, you guys ain't doing something at the park, and that neighbor told us, now you got in trouble with this neighbor, that neighbor, and when you got home with Big Mom. We don't have that no more. So it's like, this is the start to recreate that. You know what I mean? Recreate that relationship, that love, and everyone gain that power back that we know that we have, but we just forgot about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
relighting that torch.
So what do we have to look forward to now? Like, what are we working on now?
So right now we are working on a show called Women's Retreat.
Okay.
Now I came up with this show concept. This is going to be a reality show, and it's going to be for women who have dealt with trauma, hardships, and abuse. We want them to be able to come on the show and share their story, but we also want women to bond, love on each other, and our message that we're trying to put out is that when we are women, we all go through the same thing, and we can be there to support one another. Yeah. So the overall show, what I hope to have with the 6 women that we choose, is that they bond and have a sisterhood at the end.
Okay. Wow. Because, it's rare. Yeah. But I think it's possible, though. You know?
I think it is.
Like, I really think that it's possible. And, everybody like to always be negative and be like, 6 women in a room, somebody gonna,
I'm a big believer in turning the negative into positive. So even like when I feel like something didn't work out, I like to say, "Oh, it didn't work out because there's something better, or there's another doorway to open." Yeah. So
turning the negative into a positive.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it like I think that's a good idea, and I wish and I hope and pray to God that it is a bonded sisterhood at the end. Like this is something I'm interested in being in.
I have this thing where I like to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And so we hear that all the time, like, oh, them different women like this. And it's not just African American women that we're targeting. We're targeting all nationalities. Yeah. We want to put us all together because we all are as one, and that's how we look at it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to prove to everybody that we can do this. There can actually be a beautiful sisterhood at the end of this. This is her dream that we're helping to make sure it is what it is. Everyone stakes off. Right. Everyone stakes off.
Period. Okay. I think that's all my questions for today.
All right. Thank you.
I like this for joining us. Thank you for having me. Yes. And thank you, Queen Talk TV.
All right. Thank you.
And welcome back. Right now we have Ms. Vina.
Yes.
Also the executive producer and coming in as a life coach for a women's retreat. And we just want to talk to you more about your role and like how you feel about the bonding experience that's going to happen when we start this show that you guys have coming up.
Okay, so as a life coach, we'll just go into life coach. As a life coach, I'll be helping the ladies get through some of their trauma that they're dealing with. So basically, want to try to target the trauma, life experience, and things that they've actually have went through. So I'll be doing that, and then kind of like just helping them with spiritual guidance as well.
Okay. So they should be looking forward to like games and like little like icebreaker situations to help them get through these things, or do you like have like one-on-one conversations with them away from everybody, or
So I will be doing some of the hosting, and we will be having like games. We'll be doing yoga.
We don't want to say exactly what we're going to be doing, but we do have some things that we are going to do with the ladies.
I'm being nosy.
We don't want to give the plot. No, we don't want to give the plot.
Okay.
Okay,
we good.
I'm being nosy. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine. So we will be giving them a lot of stuff to do. Creativity and just things for them to do.
Okay. Yeah. I was just trying to.
We have things planned to where we can get them to open up. Yeah. Bonding, different things of that nature.
That's what I said, like icebreaker kind of moments.
Yeah.
When I in my head, when I'm picturing it, it's like everybody comes together. They might be like not understanding that this probably is going to be a life-changing situation for them. Like everybody's going to come in with different things. But man, I know they are. Yeah. And I'm just like, with you coming in as a life coach, how are you going to like make them realize that this is not for fun, this is for help?
Well, we want it to be fun too.
Yeah.
So the main goal is to target, what they are dealing with.
Right.
So let's say if someone's having some issues with, maybe they're having some issues with their marriage. Mm-hmm. We want to kind of talk about that, give them, coping mechanisms to be able to work with that, and healing techniques that would allow them to be able to say that they left with something. Right. So we want to make it fun. We want to make it very, very, spiritual as well, like where they get that kumbaya moment with everybody. They can actually engage into different activities.
Okay. And just to piggyback off of what she just said, that's part of the reason why we created the applications and have them put a short bio. So then we are going to sit down and we're going to go through all the applications, read their bios, and that'll give us a good idea or perspective on the women and what we're dealing with.
So how do they get the applications? Like, can I ask them, like, how do they get the applications and what can they apply to be a part of what y'all got going on?
So I have an ad on Craigslist, and there's a link that'll take you directly to the application. I have also been posting it on various social media platforms along with the link that'll take them to, and they can also apply on the website. at www.queenstalktv.com.
And also, one of the things that I do is peer support too. So some of the ladies might have some relatable issues, like it may be if they're coming for something else, but they can go back and relate to something that happened to them.
Right.
So as we're doing that bonding, it's also that moment of actually being able to say, you know what, I experienced that. And so when we do circle time and things like that, they'll have the opportunity to be able to talk amongst each other and say, we experienced this, this is what I did for my coping mechanisms, and give each other advice and support.
Okay. Well,
And the question, I think you kind of had a concern about if some of the ladies might not get along.
mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where she comes in at, to kind of step in and mediate and kind of help the ladies and teach them. Not so much as teaching them, but help them be able to mediate versus being angry and it leading into something else.
So earlier when I was seeing how would the structure be as far as the ladies, I'm saying because I know some people, this is just about me being on reality TV and actually going through things. People do things for specific reasons, right? Mm-hmm. So they might feel like, okay, yeah, I'm finna go on this show and I'm finna do this, not knowing that this show really is to have fun, but it's to help. How would you deal with that person who don't even realize that they got trauma? They don't even know what they got going on. They just think they coming in this situation and it's going, it's always somebody like that. So
as I get to know them, because I will be actually working with some of them one-on-one. Okay. So as I get to know them, I will be able to gain that knowledge of who they are and what's getting ready to happen and things like that. Of course, there's always going to be someone who has their own personality. It is characteristic, right? So we all have our own personality, and we want that. We want you to be you, and we want to be able to show people who you are as we go in and we're helping you navigate through these changing situations. So that's our main target, is to be able to help people realize, you know what, you can approach that different. You didn't have to approach it that way. Right. Let's just say maybe you could have pulled it to the side and said something different versus being so blunt and loud and, things like that. But we would like for people to come in and be them so we can help with any type of situation. Because if you're doing it on the show, you're doing it at home, right? You're doing it at work. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I thank you, ladies, for having me. Thank you for inviting me to Queen Talk TV. I had such a great time. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with next.
All right. Thanks, Porscha. We enjoyed you too. Yes, thank you.